Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be configuring DHCP on a server. In the previous video, we configured DHCP on a router, but today's one will be a server and enabling our server to give IP addresses to our PCs. And also we'll be connecting a access point so we can have our server give DHCP IP addresses to our wireless endpoints, wireless devices. So let's get started. First, we'll add our server here. Once we add our server, I'll go ahead and move this over here, then add our switch. So for our connections, we use our copper straight through cable. We use the first port on the switch for these PCs. And I'll go ahead and use the last port on the switch for the server, just to keep it away from the PCs. Then now we'll go ahead and add our wireless access point. So I'll use this AP PT, access point PT, and then we can add our laptop. So this laptop here will be wirelessly connected to the access point here. Now we have this, so go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is enable our DHCP on the server first. So go into here, we'll go to config, and first what I want to do is give our server an IP address so our PCs can connect to it. So a static IP address, I'll give it 192.168.1.1. Subnet mask, the regular 255.255.255.0. And then once we have that, we'll go over here and go to services. And then here is a list of all the services that you can enable and configure on your server. But what we want today is the DHCP service. And come over here. As you can see, because we gave it a static IP address already, the start IP address for our DHCP pool is 192.168.1.0. First, we'll come over here and turn our DHCP service on. But what I want to do is make the start IP address .10, because normally, as best practice, and you normally save the first few IP addresses on the network for static IP addresses that you reserve them. So we'll do that. We'll start the pool from .10. So any device that's getting IP addresses from our DHCP will be getting .10 and going up. So we'll come over here. It says maximum number of users. The default here is 512, but we don't really need 512. We probably need less, but I'll just make it 30 for this example. But we will just use in a couple, but because it's a small network, I'll be using 30 here. And once you're here, the name is fine. You don't need to change the name now. Then go ahead and don't forget to save. Once we save here, close this. So now here, we can go into our PCs and then go to desktop, go to IP configuration, then change it from static to DHCP. Then it says requesting IP address. As you can see, where our pool started, the first IP address given to our first endpoint PC is 192.168.1.10, which is good. Then we'll go over to PC1 here. Same thing, IP configuration, DHCP, and you should get a .11. There it is, which is good. So now we have our PCs getting IP addresses from our DHCP server automatically. So what we want to do now is have our wireless device, which is our laptop here, to get a DHCP server using our access point. So what we do first, connect our access point to the switch. I use one of the last ports here, connect that there. Then go into our access point here, go into config, go here to the port. So for this example, I'll be using, what we need to do is first set up this SSID so we can change the name. So I'll change Office Wi-Fi, for example, the name of our Wi-Fi that we want. And for this example, for the authentication, which is the password and the security, I'll be using WPA2/PSK. So we can make the password something simple like Office 123. So there, then we can go ahead and close this. So there you have our access points connected to our switch, so it's ready. So for our laptop now, once you go into the laptop, zoom in, these are old laptops which we need to change the module here from the Ethernet to our in it, so it's enabled, so get a wireless module. So come over here, move the Ethernet one and get the wireless one here, put that in there, switch the PC back, the laptop back on, sorry. Once that's back on, we go over to desktop, then go to PC wireless. Once you're here, this is basically your where you connect to the Wi-Fi. So if you go to connect, then refresh. Once we press refresh, our office Wi-Fi should come up there. Click into the office Wi-Fi, then press connect, and it will bring you to this screen, which will ask you for the password. Here I'll put in the password we used, was office 123, then connect. Once we have that connection, to check our connection, you go to link information, and you can see here you have successfully connected to the access point. So now our laptop is connected, and this line here shows that the laptop is connected to our access point wirelessly using these small lines with the spaces, where as you can see on the PCs and the wired connections is a solid line. So this is connected. So now our server is giving our IP addresses to our wired PCs and our wireless laptop. So what we want to do as best practice, always use our ping command to check connectivity on our network. So if we come over here, first start off with our PC 0 here, and if you hover over it, you know our PC 0 got the IP address 192.168.1.10. So if you go into PC 0, go to command prompt, use our command here, ping, and what we want to do is ping the other PC 1, which is .11 over here. See if you can communicate with .11. So over here, as you can see, we're getting replies. So our good friend PC1 is connected to the same network and is communicating with us. We can go ahead and try and check connectivity on the server. If we can ping the server, which is there. So now what we want to do, try and ping our wireless network over on the other side. So that PC, if we come out of here and go into, that laptop, hover over it, it got the .12 IP address, which was the third IP address available. So come back to PC 0, ping .12, and as you can see, we're getting replies. That means our connection's good and they are communicating. On the wireless side, we can double check here as well. If you go into the laptop and go into command prompt, go to ping 192.168. First check our connectivity to our server, which we're getting replies, so we're connected, and then our good friends, our PCs, through ping.10, and there you have it. We are getting replies from .10, meaning we are up and ready. So this is how to configure a simple configuration of DHCP on a small network, enabling our server to give our wired and wireless devices DHCP IP addresses. So thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.